Hey guys. Okay. I run a Facebook group called Uncensored Stephen Avery and Brenda Dassey When Police Are Corrupt. And it's on Facebook. Feel free to join. We have pro guilty and pro innocent people in there. And one of the biggest misconceptions that pro guilty people have is about the setup. That there's no fucking way it was a setup because there's too many people that would be involved. No. There's not too many people that would be involved. You need like two fucking people. That's it. So we're going to go through the timeline very quickly. I'm not going to, everyone knows the key factors, but I'm just going to do it quickly. And I'm going to string it all together. So now you're going to say, oh, now that makes sense. November 3rd. Colburn calls in license plates. Okay, let me just tell you, there is absolutely zero, you see that big zero, reason why Colburn was calling license plates of a car that wasn't sitting in front of him. You can ask any cop, maybe not Mattatuck police, but ask any police officer when you're at the mall, when you're at the street, you get pulled over. Ask him if he would ever call in a license plate. The answer is no. The only reason they would call in a license plate is if the car is next to them, or the car is in front of them, or they pull somebody over, or it's a stranded car. That's it. So that's that. Now, a friend of mine, who I will link a post to the video, Clash of Clans on YouTube, but what he discovered is that if you have, if you've listened to the audio tape, and again, I'll post the link so you can hear it for yourself if you haven't heard it already, but you can hear in the background a woman say, the car is here. It's fuzzy and it's hard to tell, but if you put earphones on like I did, you can hear it. She says the car is here. And amazingly enough, that voice matches perfectly to Pam. And if you don't know who Pam is the girl who was guided by God. I'm an atheist, by the way, but guided by God to get through 4,000 cars, and somehow God guided her to the fourth car. Get the fuck out of here. No way in hell could she have gotten that lucky. Nobody is that fucking lucky. Especially if I was a killer and I'm going to hide a car on my property, I can assure you I'm not going to put it out in the fucking open. It's going to be like in the middle of the lot where nobody can see it. I mean, that's what people do when they're trying to hide something. They don't put it on the end. However, you know who does put stuff on the end? Someone that brought it in there and wasn't supposed to be there. So they can't go cross in the middle of the lot because somebody's going to fucking see them. So we're going to put this on the side and just hide it under bushes. And amazingly, she found it that fast. And what's even more amazing, the car was fucking trashed. Trashed. But, of course, she knew the car within 4 tries. Okay, guys, give me a fucking break. So, now, let's move over to the key. The key is 5 million detectives. Not 5 million, but there were a good amount of detectives. FBI. 5 days they had warrants. They actually got warrants every single day for 5 days. Couldn't find a fucking thing. Now, mind you, Brandon said hair was cut. Brandon said throats were slit, knives, rapes, everything. All happened in this tiny little trailer. Okay, not even a double wide. It was just a trailer. Guess what, guys? Not one fucking evidence was found. Not one hair. Okay, Teresa had pretty hair. It's looked kind of thick. If you cut her hair, trust me, you're going to find one fucking hair. But, okay, so you didn't find any hair. You didn't find any footprint. You didn't find anything of Teresa ever existed in that trailer. Okay. But Avery took the key and put it right out in the open. Or, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. He put it on a bookshelf, and according to the police, he wanted a trophy of the killing. Okay, I can think of better things than a fucking key, but okay, we'll give them that. So that's the key incident. But 5 days after nobody's searching, who finds it but Link found this key miraculously just laying on the floor. So I guess the other cops never did their job, like the 30 cops that were in each day, who, by the way, were also babysitting Link and Colburn, so they couldn't plant evidence or be accused. That turned out to be a lie, too, because they went on a national press conference saying how the Manitowoc police are not involved. Bullshit. They were there just like anybody else. And amazingly enough, the FBI and your cops just sucked because the only person that could find evidence was Link. Wow, that kind of scares me. If the FBI is that bad, if all these other cops are that bad, outside forces are that bad, but leave it to Link because he'll find it. Get the fuck out of here, really? So that's the key incident. Now let's go to the planted evidence, the sweat. If you remember, on November 3rd, the cops go to Avery's house before he was ever arrested. Hey, do you mind if we come look around the house? Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but when cops are looking around doing any kind of search, you're not allowed in the room. You have to stay outside. So now we have cops with full access to everything of Avery's. Everything. Now remember, this is the night of November 3rd. Just earlier, Colburn had called in the license plate. So this is where the setup begins with Manitowoc Police. And I apologize if I can't say it right. I'm not good with Indian names. Manitowoc, whatever. Okay. So now you have that. Now, whatever they took on November 3rd could easily be planted in the truck. Because, all right, I'm not going to jump ahead. It could easily be planted in the truck. So once it's in the truck, once you have, let's wipe a little sweat. Let's wipe a little this. Let's wipe a little that. Okay. Whoever finds that sweat is not part of the setup. Whoever finds the blood is not part of the setup. And I'll tell you where the blood came from as well. But none of them are part of the setup. The lab is not part of the setup. The only people that are part of the setup are the one that planted the key, planted the evidence, and called in the license plate. That makes two. Just two. That's it. Now, let's piece... Oh, I forgot a major clue too. So, Teresa's camera, she's a photographer. Teresa's camera was found in the burn pit. The other camera remains to be seen. Nobody knows where it actually is. Okay. But her memory card from her camera was found in the back of her RAV4. All right, guys. Let's use a little fucking logic here, okay? If I'm a killer, am I going to be nice and pull out a memory card so a family has fucking pictures? Get the fuck out of here. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. No killer, I don't care if you're Stephen Avery, Brendan Dassey, or Ted Bundy. They're not going to pull out the memory card, throw it in the back of the truck so the family still has pictures of her. Think about that. It's never going to happen. It doesn't happen. No face on earth does that ever happen. But that's how they found it. If you combine all of this together, the license plate being called in, the key being found when nobody else could find it, the memory card in the back of her RAV4, the RAV4 being on the side, how the fuck do you not see that it's a setup? And how the fuck do you not see that you only need two people to do the setup? Think about it. It drives me absolutely insane that nobody sees it. It really does. Insane that nobody sees the setup. So on that note, I am going to go, and you have a lovely night.